about to say will probably apply more to those of you who have signed up for the online sort of materials kind of thing. Like, I'm presuming most of you don't know that, where you have all the exams and stuff. Well, basically, I prepared just like everyone else, you know, doing all the drills, all the exams and everything. But there was one key difference, which it's not exactly a positive thing. It was towards the beginning. My preparation for the UMAT was not exactly exemplary. I was, you know, procrastinating just like everyone else around me, basically. But it was towards the end that what I did really made a difference, I think, to how I went to the UMAT, and that's what I want to focus on today. So roughly time frame wise, we're talking about a month up until the UMAT, which is roughly about where you guys are right now. Am I right? Because as reminded by the lovely countdown timer on the website. So around that time is about when I really started to pick up this UMAT preparation with the materials that were up on the website. You know, just standardized exam preparation strategies. I did all the drills. I had all the exams done systematically at time intervals. I had a timetable. I had an allocated amount of hours that I set for each week and towards the end each day, where I would sit down and study for the UMAT. I had a personal planner which sort of highlighted my strengths and weaknesses, so I knew which areas to target. And basically, those are all like fairly standardized exam strategies that, you know, most of you in Year 12 you would all know about and be familiar with. But here are three things that I really felt made a difference that you might not hear every day. And instead of saying, you know, what I did, because I did a lot of stuff just like what everyone else did, I'm going to talk about what I didn't do that really made a difference in those last 4 or 5 weeks. Okay, so the first thing is that in those last 4 or 5 weeks, I didn't feel as though that I needed to do anything more than what I was already doing. And the reason for this is because during those 2 months leading up to the UMAT, I had already stepped up my amount of preparation so much that by this last week, the week just before the UMAT, I was confident that I had already achieved enough so that I wasn't panicking and I didn't feel as though I needed to do anything more than what I was already doing. And I think that that confidence, that assurance from yourself, from within, really, you know, it really gave you the confidence to succeed. I know that's cliche, but just bear with me. So yeah, I think that really made a difference in the actual exam itself because it allowed me to go through tackle each and every single question with the necessary confidence to actually solve. So that's what I didn't do during the last week. I didn't feel as though I needed to do anything extra on top of what I have already done. That was on the basis of that 1 month before the UMAT. So the second thing that I didn't do was that I didn't become complacent with my strengths. So I know that everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses. So, you know, different sections you might perform way better in certain sections than other sections. Well, for me, that is very true. I was very good at certain sections and rather bad at other sections. But with those good sections, what I didn't do, and I think this is pretty important, I didn't become, you know, I didn't fall in the trap of become self-assuring about how well I was going to perform. Because I knew that, you know, in the actual exam itself, things would change very drastically. So as a result, even though I was getting, you know, it was, some of those sections were my best by far, I didn't stop preparing for them. I didn't stop doing those drills. I didn't stop doing those questions. I didn't stop doing those exam sections. Right, so that's the second thing that I didn't do. The third one was that, you know, because we have our strengths, but unfortunately we also have our weaknesses, right? I came to acknowledge that fact early on, and what it allowed me to do is that I didn't get dragged down. I didn't focus on the marks that I was getting for those sections. Instead, what I was doing is that I was focusing on how I can get each individual question correct the next time around. So the third thing that I didn't do is that I didn't get attached to what mark I was getting. And it really it stops you from worrying, caring too much about what you're going to get in the actual exam, and rather you focus on how you can improve yourself, which is what's really important, right? The most important thing is to be able to get better rather than achieve a certain mark in the exam, and it will really help you relieve stress as well. So yeah, those are basically the three things that I didn't do. Thanks for listening.